she really is she's becoming a true inspiration, especially for younger people, mga younger Filipinos. At biluin mo, meron na tayong player, babae pa, na nanalo ng third round sa Wimbledon. It does not get, it's not, the tennis does not operate at a higher level than Wimbledon. So she's really world-class na talaga. She's terrific. If you remember, when she first started winning, sabi ko, nag-umpisa pa lang, she's just getting started. Well, you can see, turns out I was right. She's just getting started. Marami pang ibubuga yung bata natin. It's good news. I caught the last set kanina umaga, and it was a great result. Great result. Congratulations, Alex. Keep it up. We'll all be here. The whole Filipino nation is cheering you on. We know that you are fighting or making proud and bringing luster and honor to the Philippines. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We are behind you. All right. Let me first read my post-visit statement on this official visit that we have just completed here in Canada. So, to our friends in the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am pleased to report on the productive meetings that we have had with Canada's top government officials and key economic players during our stay here in Vancouver, British Columbia. Ushering in a new chapter in our ties with Canada, Prime Minister Carney and I announced the elevation of Philippine-Canada relations to a strategic partnership. This move, while reflective of the deep and strong bilateral relations that we have developed with Canada, also catalyzes our next steps towards the new phase of our relations in ensuring the sustained and dynamic growth of our bilateral ties. Mahaba na ang pagkakaibigan ng ating mga bansa at halos 1 milyong Pilipino na ang naninirahan dito sa Canada. Ngunit sa biyaheng ito, ating minarapat na paigtingin at isulong ang mga importanteng kaganapan sa ating pakikipag-ugnayan sa Canada sa larangan ng seguridad, kalakalan at komersyo, at iba pa. I have tasked the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Maria Teresa Lazaro, to work together with Canadian Foreign Minister Anita Anand to create a plan of action focusing on joint initiatives that will help both our countries adapt to shifting global realities, address shared challenges, and build capacities for future-ready partnerships. This takes into account current global and regional developments, including rapid changes in technology, as well as social and environmental challenges that bring together uncertainty and volatility, and that seems that will have an impact on the future of our two nations. Prime Minister Carney and I agreed on the strategic importance of the Indo-Pacific and the need for Canada's sustained engagement with the region. In support of Philippine interests and in line with our strategic location in the Indo-Pacific, we agreed to build on our shared regional priorities as we move forward. I spoke about the 3 main pillars of the Philippines' chairship of ASEAN this year: building prosperity corridors, strengthening peoples, and strengthening peace and security anchors, as well as our unified response to ensure energy and food security and the protection of our nationals in light of geopolitical changes. I reaffirmed the Philippines' commitment to work with Canada and ASEAN in concluding the negotiations for the regional ASEAN-Canada Free Trade Agreement this year. I also thank Prime Minister Carney for Canada's vocal and consistent support in upholding the rule of law in the South China Sea, particularly on the basis of UNCLOS and the 2016 Arbitral Award. I convey the hope that as we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Arbitral Award, Canada will continue to be one of the leading voices in upholding the award as an unassailable part of the corpus of international law. I committed to work with the Prime Minister in standing against economic coercion, increasing our bilateral trade, and building resilient supply chains. On this last point, I thank Prime Minister Carney for the decision to participate in the Luzon Economic Corridor with an initial investment pledge of $2 million Canadian to support infrastructure, the supply chain, and clean energy projects within the LEC. I witnessed with Prime Minister Carney the signing of the Joint Declaration of Intent on Energy and Natural Resources Cooperation. This underscores the importance of energy security, economic security, sustainable economic growth, and resilient supply chains in supporting economic prosperity and the global energy transition. I also met with top officials of Canada's key economic players. Some of them have been actively engaged already in the Philippines, and they employ thousands of workers. However, we still look forward to the eventual entry of more Canadian companies into the Philippines investment landscape. During the high-level roundtable meetings with leading Canadian companies and industry leaders, I underscored the Philippines' commitment to fostering a competitive, sustainable, and innovation-driven economy. The discussions focused on strengthening cooperation in mining, critical minerals, energy, the IT/BPM sector, key industries that will support the country's industrial transformation, digital economy, and long-term economic resilience. Conversations with the IT/BPM companies also focused on global artificial intelligence hubs and learning centers that will serve as centralized AI-driven facilities to upskill these companies' global workforce. Amidst the complex geopolitical uncertainties that continue to shape our global strategic partnerships, pursuing a deliberate strategy for trade diversification has become an economic imperative, especially with like-minded parties such as Canada. I highlighted the Philippines' strategic role as a trusted investment destination and reliable partner for Canadian businesses seeking to diversify operations and expand in the Indo-Pacific region. I also met with the B2 Gold Corporation, Oceana Gold Corporation, TELUS Corporation, and NQX to discuss their investment plans in our country. All these business engagements in the sectors of mining, critical minerals, energy, services, and IT/BPM resulted in a combined $2.5 billion in investment from Canadian partners. Thus, it is already timely that we presently are negotiating a free trade agreement with Canada, which we hope will further strengthen our economic cooperation once it enters into force. I am pleased with the deepening of our defense and security ties through our existing landmark agreements on defense and military cooperation, such as the Status of Visiting Forces Agreement and the Mutual Logistics Support Arrangement. These mechanisms translate our commitment to maintain a peaceful and stable region into practical and tangible actions. My delegation also met with our Canadian counterparts as we pursue new collaborations in certain niche areas, such as mining, critical minerals, nuclear energy, and in space. During my visit, we were also able to sign agreements that will harness the strength of our diaspora as the anchor of our bilateral relations, such as in culture and in the arts, tourism, labor, and migration. My last activity, last night, was a meeting with over 500 members of the Filipino community who came to Vancouver from different parts of Canada. And Canada is a very large country, and some of them came a very long way. I was heartened by their presence and the positive remarks of the Canadian government officials and ordinary Canadian citizens about the Philippines diaspora and how they are very glad and very happy to have the Filipinos that are here in Canada. Filipinos in Canada are widely respected and regarded as a steady and positive force in Canada's society. I conveyed to the Philippine community the Philippine government's continued support for overseas Filipinos and our appreciation for their continued hard work and dedication to their families and loved ones in the Philippines. Tunay na naging matagumpay ang ating biyahe kung saan napagsayunan natin ang ilang mga inisyatibo sa hanay ng gobyerno at ng pribadong sektor. Hard work, though, does not end here. Patuloy tayong magsisikap upang ang ating nakamit at nasimulan sa Canada ay yayabong at madarama ng mas nakakaraming Pilipino. Maraming salamat. Thank you. Good morning.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.